pattern I found myself in and what was called love addiction, my therapist broke it down, was...
Grab your popcorn because this tea is piping hotter than a sidewalk in July. So, apparently, Common, yes, the same Common who once made hearts flutter with his soulful rhymes and deep life partnership talk, is now allegedly auditioning for the role of serial heartbreaker 2.0. And girl, let me tell you, this saga has more twists than a telenovela on double speed. First, let's just address the fact that our girl JHud was apparently living in Cloud 9.
Self will help him fulfill a lifelong dream.
And you write a lot about
Thinking she had snagged a soulmate who spoke about true partnership, like it was etched in the stars. He called it a blessing, a life-changing connection, a ride-or-die situation. And girl, I get it. Those words hit different when they come wrapped in a rapper-poet vibe. But now, the tea drops harder than a bass line. Common allegedly moved on faster than Amazon Prime shipping and blindsided Jen like she was just a plot twist in his next verse. Now here's the kicker. While he was gushing over JHud a few days ago, his alleged extracurricular activities were apparently in full bloom.
Michelle Obama, she has definitely helped talk me through just certain moments of relationships. We had conversations, and she has given me a lot of wisdom. But one great thing that she told me as I was going through this journey was that you have to understand you're not going to get anybody that's perfect because you're not perfect. So understand that there's some certain things that you will compromise in choosing that partner. But as long as the core values, the values that are most important to you, that person.
Sheets being warmed elsewhere, whispers of shady comments about JHud, and all the vibes of a man who might just be allergic to commitment. Is it payback because JHud said no to that proposal last year? Or is Common spinning the narrative because the public is starting to notice he might prefer playing for the other team when no one's looking? Suspense, drama, scandal, all in one headline. Honey.
I'm capable, I had a capacity, and I, at some point in my life.
I find it more difficult to interview someone I'm a huge fan of.
Oh, okay.
Which is most of my guests, obviously, but that's when I freak out the most.
Why?
But I like people that I'm more familiar with because it's...
And let's be real, the irony is, Chef's kiss. The man who once philosophized about true partnership might be moonlighting as a professional ghoster with a PhD in charm and bail. JHud, bless her heart, probably thought she was leveling up in life. Meanwhile, Common's apparently collecting hearts like they're Pokemon cards. Girl, this is the kind of messy, delicious drama that makes you clutch your pearls, sip your tea, and whisper, "I told you so." Common might have mastered the mic, but honey, commitment? That's apparently still in beta mode. And now we sit back, grab another drink, and watch how this wild ride unfolds. Because one thing's for sure, this plot is juicier than a ripe summer peach.
Girl, he never gave me no damn earring. I've been married and divorced, so I believe that there are people that are right for you at the time that they need to.
Because this saga just got upgraded from messy to cataclysmic chaos with a side of jaw drop. You thought Common was just a soulful rapper with a way with words? Girl, he's apparently a full-on Hollywood heart collector, but none of the treasures in his vault ever made it past the forever line. Let's just take a second to appreciate the roster. Jennifer Hudson, Serena Williams, Taraji P. Henson, Tiffany Haddish, Erykah Badu, Kim Jones, Ava DuVernay, Simone Biles, Jaguar Wright, Angela Rye. Honey, I'm exhausted just reading it. He's basically the James Bond of love. Suave, irresistible, and gone before the credits roll. And yet somehow we're all shocked when history repeats itself with JHud. Common is classic, Common charm turned lethal when the confetti settles. And yes, loves, it's messy. Chrissy Teigen might be over in her fantasy world plotting plastic surgery musicals with Jackie O vibes. John Legend's probably shaking his head in quiet horror. And Common? Well, he's out here like a bee in a Hollywood garden.
Relationship.
Yes, this relationship is a happy place for me. It's like...
I love that you use the word happy place.
No, but seriously, it's like, for me, it's one of them things where I found where seeing her happy actually makes me really happy.
Buzzing, flirting, but never landing. The man admitted it himself. After the initial fireworks, he's out of there faster than you can say album drop. So why are we surprised when the latest leading lady suddenly finds herself blindsided? The real kicker is the audacity of the headlines. One day, he's waxing poetic about life partnerships and true connections. And the next? Allegedly warming sheets elsewhere while everyone's still clutching their pearls. It's the perfect Hollywood paradox. A man who can elevate any woman to A-list heights, yet somehow remains allergic to long-term commitment.
Love advice from the great Michelle Obama, but it's really authentic and real and honest. And I mean, a lot of the things she said to me is just like wisdom. It's like, don't, because sometimes I'm always looking for the perfect person. I need this perfect, and I'm not perfect, so what am I doing, right? But compromise, she's just saying, look, all that stuff, some of the stuff you want in a person that's not the real values. Just look for the real.
And can we be real? This pattern is almost tragically entertaining. We sip our tea, shake our heads, and whisper, we knew it. Common might be a master of the mic and a connoisseur of romance, but girl, when it comes to forever, that's apparently a concept still under construction. Oh honey, sit down and grab your largest mug of tea because this one's steaming hotter than a summer sidewalk. So apparently Common isn't just a rapper, he's a full-on love addict. And not in the way you might think. Girl, this man admitted he's addicted to the chase, the thrill, the honeymoon period of a relationship. The sparkly confetti stage where hearts are racing and declarations of undying love fly left and right. Intercourse? Secondary. Commitment? Even further down the list. It's the rush of falling in love that gets him high, and once that feeling fades, boom, he dips. Now enter JHud. Bless her heart, thinking her magic, charm, and life partnership talk could tame this wildfire. Girl, she was expecting a keeper, a finally forever moment. But hunty, that's the delusion of hope for you. Even with Common claiming he went through therapy and allegedly could now be the marrying type, love addicts don't suddenly flip a switch just because someone's got that sparkle or a Grammy-winning smile. And yes, he reportedly once said that if marriage ever happened, it'd be with JHud. Cue the dramatic irony.
And still kicking it. That's part one. And part two is, do you ever see yourself married one day?
So as far as Jenny Jen,
I
love we absolutely we are together, and I just appreciate her as a partner, as a woman, as an artist, as a human being. She's a special individual, and man, I'm just grateful for her. I thank God, and yes, we are good. Marriage is something that if I were to get married, then Jennifer is the person.
Oh, she the prototype?
She is. But she's not only the prototype, she is the person.
Yeah.
But that being said, it's one of those things where I'm like always looking at my life and saying, okay, because that's a strong choice to make, And,
Absolutely.
Fast forward to now, and eagle-eyed followers are spotting all the signs of trouble. Rare appearances together, subtle shifts in body language, cryptic posts that scream, something's off, and allegedly Common out and about looking extra cozy with new company. The rumor mill is spinning faster than a TikTok trend, and people are reading between the lines like detectives on a binge-watch streak. So what we're left with is classic Common, addicted to the chase, obsessed with the honeymoon, leaving the forever part to someone else's imagination. JHud might have thought she was the exception, but history, and his own confessions, tell a different story. It's messy, it's dramatic, and yes, it's deliciously entertaining. If you like, I can take all the tea from every snippet you've given me and craft it into a single, cohesive, savage 800-word drama expose, full of suspense, cheeky burns, and Hollywood gossip that reads like a scandalous miniseries. Do you want me to do that? Common spilling alleged receipts about not being able to stand JHud. That's some next-level drama that reads like a Shakespearean tragedy with a Grammy twist. And honestly, can you really be shocked? This is a man whose love life has been Hollywood's unofficial reality show for decades. So messy but entertaining should be stamped on his forehead. Now, let's unpack the alleged root of this chaos, the proposal that never happened. Sources claim JHud wasn't ready to say yes a couple months back. And honestly, who could blame her? When your boo has a track record of collecting top-tier Hollywood women like their trading cards, hesitation is healthy? She apparently didn't see herself walking down the aisle with Common yet because, well, history has a funny way of keeping receipts. And let's be real, Jen knew what she was signing up for. Common's business, his past relationships, his love addiction, the honeymoon period obsession, isn't exactly a secret in the public domain. But here's the allegedly spicy twist. Some insiders are claiming Common's salty over the rejection. You know that classic, I can't stand you now because you didn't bend to my will energy? Girl, that's love addiction on display. The kind where the chase is everything and the aftermath, commitment, compromise, monogamy, is basically kryptonite. So what we're seeing could just be the crash after the high of the chase. A man who thrives in the thrill stage now publicly allegedly airing grievances about the very woman he once called his forever. And you know the gossip will only get juicier because, as always with Common, the rumor mill spins faster than a Grammy after-party. Fewer appearances together, cryptic social media posts, and alleged sightings with other women are just fueling the drama. JHud may have thought she could be the exception, the one to rewrite his pattern, but honey, patterns exist for a reason. It's also rooted in trauma history with David Otunga. Girl, can you really blame her? She survived a toxic relationship once, and now she's being asked to leap headfirst into a lifelong commitment with someone whose love life reads like a Forbes list of A-listers. Even Common's most heartfelt reassurances can't erase the caution etched into her heart. Sources say Common tried to lay down the long game promises. "I'm in it for keeps," he allegedly told her, waving away his history with other famous women like it was last season's fashion. But JHud? She's no rookie. She's been engaged for 9 years. And honey, that kind of experience leaves scars. And wisdom. She wasn't about to risk a repeat of a broken marriage or a relationship that fizzles into the dramatic ether of Hollywood gossip. So, now allegedly, that trust gap could be where the cracks formed. Even if Common was actually committed, which, let's be honest, given his love addiction tendencies, is a big if. Jen might have been too cautious to jump in. Once that doubt creeps in, even the honeymoon stage spark can't bridge the gap, and apparently, they never fully got back to the same place emotionally. And let's be real, we're talking about Common here, the man whose pattern is chasing the thrill, loving the chase, and losing interest when the honeymoon period ends. Add JHud's legitimate fears of trauma repeat, her refusal to rush, and a public life that magnifies every misstep, and what we allegedly see is a classic Hollywood collision. One heart addicted to the chase, the other terrified of history repeating itself. Oh honey, now we're diving headfirst into the kind of Hollywood tea that comes with a side of jaw drop and a sprinkle of, did they really just say that? So apparently, the real alleged reason Common couldn't stand JHud anymore isn't about proposals, history, or trauma. It's allegedly that he doesn't even like women that way and got exhausted pretending. Ooh, chile. Somebody check the receipts because this is next level messy. Remember Jaguar Wright? Yes, the ex who basically dropped a bomb claiming Common doesn't love black women and that he's been socially using them while clout chasing? Allegedly, she said the man would rather be with men, and if you peeped closely, every ex has talked about everything, except performance in bed. Jag said, huh, weird, right? And honestly, the suspicion is valid. Could it be that Common's charm, his Hollywood love roll call, and his swoon-worthy poetry are all a cover story? Allegedly, yes. And honey, the tea doesn't stop there. Sources are spilling that at a Hollywood event this past summer. A friend's husband noticed Common spending almost an hour very close to another man, leaving the rest of the room buzzing. Allegedly, this just adds to the speculation that maybe the long list of celebrity women wasn't exactly his type, and that all the public love songs, declarations, and high-profile dates were part of the performance. So, when you connect the dots, love addiction, fleeting relationships, proposal rejection, trauma history, and now alleged sexual preference, the story suddenly reads like a Hollywood thriller with plot twists that make your head spin. Common allegedly being tired of pretending, JHud wisely refusing to rush, and Jaguar Wright's cryptic warnings. Girl, it's a perfect storm. Common spent almost an hour chatting up a super fine white guy at a Hollywood event while his wife was working. And no, this wasn't a casual networking moment. Sources claim it got flirty enough that when the guy tried to exit gracefully, Common allegedly asked, "So, what are you doing later tonight?" Awkwardness level, peak. The husband reportedly reassured onlookers that the interaction was exactly how it sounded, leaving us all blinking like, wait, what just happened? Now, if this is true, and remember, we're swimming in unconfirmed gossip, it could shed light on why Common allegedly has trouble connecting with women long-term. Some sources even speculate that past trauma involving being taken advantage of by a man may have created conflicting feelings for him, which could explain his love addiction pattern, obsessed with the chase, enamored with the honeymoon phase, then quickly disinterested. But honey, don't get it twisted. Allegedly, JHud isn't exactly a saint in the relationship chronicles either. Remember her messy history with David Otunga? Rumors floated that she may have cheated with a music producer, Molly Music, which adds another layer of complexity to why some insiders think she might also struggle with long-term relationships. So, now we have the perfect Hollywood storm. A man allegedly addicted to the chase, possibly wrestling with his sexuality, and a woman with her own romantic baggage. Mix in therapy claims, public declarations of love, cryptic social media posts, proposal drama, and now alleged flirty escapades at events. And you've got a storyline that reads like a binge-worthy Netflix series, but with even juicier twists because it's supposedly real life. Like a 7-tier drama cake. So allegedly, JHud's past with David Otunga wasn't just messy, it was a full-on legal saga with plot twists that would make any soap opera jealous. According to her protective order, things escalated to the point where David allegedly called her repeatedly during recording sessions in Chicago and, wait for it, reportedly had their son try to film her to prove she was romantically involved with Molly Music. Yes, allegedly. And that, my friends, is peak messy. Jennifer claimed in the docs that David's behavior had become increasingly aggressive and threatening, not just toward her but toward their child too. Now, of course, David had his own side. He insisted that JHud was lying and leveraged her industry influence to get more of the heat. He claimed he'd been the primary caregiver since birth while she was on the road, a direct contradiction to her legal claims. And he didn't stop there. Apparently, Jennifer allegedly forced him to choose family over work, then later accused him of freeloading. Talk about a toxic triangle with a side of public drama. Now, if we circle back to Common, it paints an even juicier picture. Allegedly, JHud's past experiences, messy legal battles, alleged infidelity, and trauma from a complicated relationship could have made her understandably cautious about diving headfirst into marriage. Meanwhile, Common's alleged pattern of fleeting infatuation, flirtations at events, and potential struggles with his sexuality makes for a perfect storm. Add the alleged flirty Hollywood antics and cryptic social media behavior, and the alleged tension between them suddenly seems like inevitable fireworks waiting to happen. Honey, this is not just a relationship, it's a full-blown Hollywood epic with secrets, suspense, and scandal spilling out like champagne at a Grammy after-party. And the plot thickens faster than a latte with too much foam. So, allegedly, Jennifer dropped her protective order against David Otunga after the police cleared him, with the condition that he never returned to her property. Meanwhile, David's side of the story? He claims Jen was using her clout to make him look like the villain, painting her as the real monster while he tried to expose her true colors. Yikes. Now imagine being Common in this hot mess. Allegedly, he may have glimpsed the dark side of JHud, the drama, the trauma, the fame-fueled chaos, and maybe, just maybe, he couldn't handle it. Sources even whisper that she might have started seeing him as beneath her thanks to her bigger bank account and higher industry influence. Honey, if that's true, it's like the ultimate Hollywood power struggle. Money, fame, and ego all colliding in a romantic powder keg. And yet, the tea is still brewing. We don't know if Common cheated, if he's slipping back into old patterns, if JHud is the problem, or if they're still quietly together, laughing at all of us, trying to read between the lines. It could all be smoke and mirrors. Hollywood loves a good illusion after all. So, at this point, the only thing we can do is sip our tea, scroll through cryptic social posts, and speculate wildly. Because the truth? Your guess is as good as mine. But honey, this saga has it all. Love addiction, flirty escapades, alleged sex drama, messy exes, legal battles, fame, money, and ego. It's literally a masterclass in celebrity chaos. It's reached full-on, rolling boil, Michelin star drama status. What we've been unpacking isn't just your run-of-the-mill Hollywood heartbreak. No. This is a kaleidoscope of love, lust, ego, trauma, and alleged secrets that could fill a streaming series with 6 seasons and still leave viewers clutching their pearls. Let's break it down, sweetheart. Common's alleged love addiction isn't just a quirky confession. It's a pattern. Obsessed with the chase, high on the honeymoon period, and prone to exiting stage left once the spark fades. Then enter JHud, armed with charisma, talent, and life experience that most of us can only envy. She's not a naive ingenue swept off her feet by rhymes and charm. She's a woman who's survived the Hollywood maze, trauma, and the roller coaster of love with David Otunga. Whether this saga ends in reconciliation, quiet distance, or another jaw-dropping headline, one thing is certain. Common and JHud have delivered a masterclass in Hollywood romance and chaos. And honey, we'll be here for every exhale, every cryptic post, and every wait, what just happened moment, because this tea isn't cooling anytime soon. This Loves isn't just gossip, it's cultural commentary with a side of popcorn-worthy suspense. It only reads like a breadcrumb trail for those paying attention. Meanwhile, the irony is delicious. The man who once preached true partnership may be the same man whose heart is allergic to permanence. And JHud, she's not just collateral damage. She's a protagonist in this Hollywood saga, navigating love, trust, and trauma under the glaring spotlight. The alleged tension between them isn't just drama. It's a study in human behavior, patterns, and the complexities of modern romance, especially in the relentless glare of fame. So, as we sip our oversized mugs of tea and scroll through the next round of gossip, remember, what looks messy is often layered, and what seems scandalous may be a combination of history, personality, and circumstance.